And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media, always providing you the timely truth, acting as your consumer advocate. It's all about helping you. And we want to engage with you as well. One of the biggest things we love about this show is the differentiation factor we have. Phone lines are open, 813-670-7372. Give us a call or a text message on our hotline, 813-670-7372. And that is going to get you directly through to myself and Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Save our hotline number in your phone and also bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. A plethora of information available for you on our website at consumerqb.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors. And we have some of the best here in studio today. We got our A-team in the house. Diane, Vance, welcome back in. Fairway Independent Mortgage.
Hey, Brandon. Thank you for having me back. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about Fairway at a glance.
Fairway at a glance.
Yep.
Awesome.
Give some ideas and just let people know what's going on.
Excellent. And I wanted to elaborate a little bit about some of the down payment assistance money that I think people really need to understand that there's payment assistance out there. You don't have to put 20% down, first of all. Right. And then secondly, there's some government funds, some SHIP funds, all these different types of programs where people can put money down or the government can help you get into these homes. So we want to help you and make sure you know that. And we're really beating the drums for these renters right now. They're paying a lot of excessive money to to their landlord, paying their landlord's rent, mortgage, making that while they're paying rent. And we also have William Crowley in the house, the credit magician. Welcome back, sir.
Hey, what's up, buddy? What's up? You talk about Lucky Deal today?
Lucky Deal.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
The restaurant partner right there, the Lucky Deal.
Free glass of water. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to be talking about the raising the scores today. There's a lot of deception out there about how do people raise their scores, and we want to talk about the fundamental or the very beginning stages of that. And that's the use of the Fair Credit Reporting Act of getting that score raised. A lot of times people think throwing credit cards or secured cards and the percentages of the breakdowns. And I say, well, yeah, okay, those are all important. But the first step is understanding that Fair Credit Reporting Act, and let's see how that can work with raising the score.
Okay.
Directly. So
that sounds good.
Show. I'm excited.
I like that. I like that stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Hillsborough County as well. I got some market statistics for you, things happening in the real estate market in Hillsborough County. And as you know, I'm the host of the show. I'm the owner of the Platinum MVP team. My wife and I own and operate the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And we just got a price reduction on 12610 Port Marnock Drive in Odessa. And this is a gated community, golf course community. And if you check out the beautiful photography compliments of Fabre Frameworks, the official real estate photographer of the Consumer Quarterback Show, this property at 12610 Port Marnock Drive has gorgeous overhead shots. There's no front or backyard neighbor, and the owners just completed a gorgeous renovation in the kitchen. It's got that beautiful light color, granite or quartz, and the cabinetry. Just a gorgeous property. Check out PlatinumMVPTeam.com for all of our real estate properties. PlatinumMVPTeam.com, as well as this property on the beach, 861 Mandalay Avenue on Clearwater Beach. Literally 200 steps, and you are walking on the sugar sands of North Clearwater Beach here at our beautiful listing at 861 Mandalay Avenue, Clearwater Beach. This property is gorgeous. It's got a really cool party spot in the middle there, like a bar, gazebo type setup. Mandalay Avenue, check it out. Completely renovated on the inside as well. Listed at $700,000. Check out PlatinumMVPTeam.com. And this segment is brought to you by the Lucky Dill Restaurant. It's got a restaurant, a bar, Brooklyn Bakery, catering, banquets, and much more. And home of the sandwich that ate Brooklyn, the Lucky Dill is the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. 4606 West Boy Scout Boulevard in Tampa. Online at LuckyDillDeli.com, as well as a great location in Palm Harbor, as I love to visit the Lucky Dill. Excellent food, very friendly staff, and we appreciate our partnership with the Lucky Dill Deli. And all you have to do is mention that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. And what, William?
You get a free glass of water.
Free water with lemon.
And ice.
And ice. Yeah, that's right. Just by mentioning, see, we got some connections in the area here. So we're having some fun here in the studio, and it's all about helping you as your consumer advocate. So Diane Vance, Fairway Independent Mortgage Regional Manager, working with a big team over there, doing a lot of volume nationwide.
Yep.
Where do you want to start?
Well, I want to tell people a little about Fairway. So a lot of people are like, oh, Fairway, I don't know them. Well, we're a national company. We've been in business for over 20 years. We have been voted number one for 5 years in a row, the best mortgage company to work for. So if there's any loan officers that want a great mortgage company out there, have them give me a call. We're number one in USDA purchase volume. We're number one in FHA purchase volume. And we're 4 out of the top 100 mortgage company in the nation by Mortgage Executive Magazine. And we're number 5 total VA purchase loan volume.
Wow.
And we're named one of the best military lenders by National Mortgage Professionals Magazine. And we are ranked as one of America's top mortgage employers. And we also have 7,000 employees and over 700 branches, 3,400 licensed loan officers. We did about $26.7 billion last year, and we're actually above that this year.
Wow.
So we're actually growing. We have a company called Fairway Cares, which actually provide encouragement. So we send out care packages for people that are facing cancer or something like that. So we'll send out individualized care packages, and that's one of Fairway's Cares. Actually, we do trips for terminal children and things like that. Kind of not Make-A-Wish, but sort of similar.
Kind of similar, yeah.
And then we also we have a American Warrior Initiative, and we've raised over $3 million to help wounded warriors. And we do events, and then what we do is we take that money and we choose a wounded warrior in the area, and then we give them it could be a service dog, it could be anything that they need, new windows for the house, whatever it is. So Fairway's a very giving company. We're also an employee-owned company. So we're not owned by a hedge fund company. We're not owned by anybody that is, we're not owned by a big bank. We're employee-owned. So the employees actually make the decisions.
That's pretty cool. Very similar to Keller Williams.
We have an executive committee that comes in, and they vet everything by the street. They call our owner, our CEO is awesome, and he is, Steve Jacobson is his name, and he is still every day he sends things out. It's amazing to me how he actually does what he does. But he's a loan officer at heart. So the only reason he started the company was because when he was a loan officer, his package didn't get there 2 days in advance. So he's like, I'm going to take care of that. We're going to go ahead and make sure we start a company that is actually very centric to the loan officers.
That's great.
Yeah, so we can get things done fast.
I love that. Man, that sounds a lot like Keller Williams, with Gary Keller, the same thing. He even said, Gary said it one of his last, he said it before, but on his tombstone, he wants it to say realtor.
Oh, yeah.
Because he cares that much for the realtor. And these days and times when we're all under attack by some of these big hedge fund type companies, these investor owned, investor fueled type companies, it's nice to hear that. That's very interesting.
Yeah, so Fairway is a large company, but they the reason they say Fairway Independent Mortgage is because they know each market is different than the other markets. So they let, as an area manager, I get to run my branch like I want to run it, because that I know what the market needs. I know what to do in the market. So they don't tell me, hey, you have to do this. Of course, you have compliance and things like that, which we always follow. But our branch was actually branch of the year in 2017. We were the branch of the year out of 400 branches at the time. So we are growing and always. And yes, if loan officers aren't getting their packages done, we don't miss closing dates. We make sure we get those closing dates done. We do not miss them. So that is my number one thing.
Awesome.
So,
we're talking with Diane Vance. Check her out at dianevance.com. Fairway Independent Mortgage here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And wanted to talk a little bit about down payment assistance programs, and just in general, I think that's one of the biggest misnomers people have is I don't have the money saved. I can't get into this home, and get creative also. We'll talk about getting creative with some of the online opportunities now, the GoFundMe accounts, those types of situations. But yeah, would you mind giving us a little update?
Yeah, so there's some down payment assistance program. Each of the counties and the state have some. So those some of those taxes when you buy a house, those go into a fund that actually then is securitized into the market. And there's some down payment assistance programs. Some of them they have to be paid back. Some of them do not. For instance, there's a state program that you can get up to $10,000. Now there's fees associated with that $10,000, and the interest rate is a little higher, but it does help. They actually set the interest rate through the state, through the program, and it's based on income, and credit scores on those programs are a little higher than normal programs. For instance, under a normal FHA, you can get a FHA loan with 3.5% down at 580, but under the bond programs and the down payment assistance programs, you need a 640. So sometimes we need to get William in there to get those up, but.
The credit magician.
The credit magician. And but there's a lot of help out there. There's actually, even through each Tampa Bay CDC, there's St. Pete has a program. There's a lot of programs that are available, and it just depends on the situation and income limits of the buyer.
Yeah. There's a lot of things to check out, and reach out with us if you are in that position. If you're a renter out there, maybe someone you know or love, if you would like to have a rent versus own analysis done, if you want to have a CMA done on your property, this is the time. Text the word CMA or value or renter to 813-670-7372. All you have to do is give us a call or a text at that number, and we're going to do a rent versus own analysis if you text the word rent and the amount of rent that you're paying. Or if you want a CMA done, a comparable market analysis of value, text value to 813-670-7372. We're going to do this for the first 3 listeners. Either way you go there, we're going to take the first 3 listeners and be able to help you out with that. That's a free value check on your home or a free rent versus own analysis. 813-670-7372. And we want to make sure we help you as your consumer advocate, help you with those steps towards home ownership. It's very important. It's a way that you can build wealth, you build equity in your life, and you also leave a better legacy for your family. Your ownership now, you're building up that wealth over your lifetime by paying down the debt. And of course, we're in one of the best appreciating markets in the United States. And I want to invite you as well to our launch party. We're launching our move over to AM 860, The Answer, FM 93.7 on Thursday, October 10th, 6:30 p.m. at Florida Firearms Academy, which is 13317 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa. And we are very proud of our Salem Communications Network here, AM 860 The Answer, one of the largest and most listened to stations in the Tampa Bay area. AM 860 The Answer launch party for the Consumer Quarterback Show, and it's sponsored by Florida Firearms Academy, Keller Williams Realty, at Thursday, October 10th, 6:30 p.m. We'll see you there. Going to have catered food, some drinks as well. Going to be a great time. And Thomas said, make sure you tell them we're closing down the gun range. We're having drinks, but the gun range will be closed. So that's the launch party, Thursday, October 10th.
Oh.
Yeah. No drinking and shooting. But
That's right.
yeah, come on out Thursday, October 10th. We'll see you there. And we'll be right back after this short break. We got Diane, Vance in studio, William Crowley up next, the credit magician, and our feel-good story of the day. State Trooper's small act of kindness brings mother to tears. Find out about that and more from our expert contributors here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to ConsumerQB.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by True Leaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
Wow.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, certified negotiation expert, helping our sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties. We would love to talk to you, buying, selling, or investing. Check us out online at platinummvpteam.com. You can see links there to all of our real estate properties you can inquire. We're also hiring as well. Diane, Vance, Fairway Independent Mortgage, said she's looking for loan officers. We're actually hiring realtors as well. We've got a lot of listings. We're generating a ton of leads, and we're looking for realtors that might want to grow their business and join the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. So reach out. We'd love to talk to you. 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-670-7372 or consumerqb.com. Just submit the email form there at consumerqb.com. And the Bilmar Beach Resort is the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, and it's a beautiful resort, great property, and over 90% of the rooms actually overlook the beach at this beautiful property. I love it. They've got 2 pools on site. You actually step out of your room onto the sugar sands of beautiful St. Petersburg Beach, and it is a great opportunity to get the family out. Whether you're planning a business trip, a wedding, or a family outing, this is a great place to check out. Let the general manager, Clyde Smith, know that the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Book directly. Either give them a call or book online, but book directly. Don't book on one of those search engine sites, because you don't get the best rate there. You actually have to pay a higher rate. So Bilmar Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we're back in your studio. We want to help you win in any marketplace. That is our goal. And our friends with the Tampa Build Expo, I want to let you know about this event coming up as well. Florida's largest building and construction show is returning to the Tampa Convention Center on November 6th and 7th. This huge show features thousands of innovative products and services at show special pricing, live demos, and over 25 industry-leading classes, including accredited sessions. If you're a contractor, builder, architect, engineer, designer, property manager, anyone involved with the building and construction industry, you can't afford to miss this show. show. Secure great pricing on products and services you need. Stay up to date on key industry trends and network with thousands of key industry decision makers. The best part is that it's all free for industry pros. Sign up at builderexpo.com or give them a call at 877-219-3976. buildexpousa.com or 877-219-3976. We're going to be there. We're going to have a booth, double booth there. My team's going to be there. Some of our radio show partners are welcome to come as well. And we are going to have a 10x20 booth. It's one of the best booths as well. It's right up front. So we're excited about that double booth for the Tampa Build Expo coming up. All right, William Crowley's in the house, the credit magician, the credit man, and helping people understand more about their credit. It's one of those things we weren't taught credit in school. There's really no continuing education, really addressing it. Right. Tell us what we need to know, buddy.
I don't know if there's a conspiracy or not, but I always like to blame the consumer. Always blame the consumer.
What?
I have to, because the consumer has to become more proactive. That's the way I look at it. I know the entities out there, they are plotting and planning against us, and they profit from our ignorance. So
yeah,
the only way we're going to overturn those circumstances is familiarize ourselves with the consumer laws that are out there. Now I want to talk today a little bit about scoring, how the credit scores really go up, because a lot of times people come to me, Diane, your people, hey, what's my score going to be, or how soon will my score go up?
Yep.
And I tell people all the time, look, the first and foremost is don't go out there and start throwing money at collection accounts. Don't go out there and start opening up secured credit cards.
Exactly.
Let's address the negative issues on your credit report. Let's legally address them through the use of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. As information is being removed from your credit report through our national, and I want to emphasize, just like Diane did, we have a national credit restoration assistance program. So it works in all 50 states. And the thing is that the Fair Credit Reporting Act has been there, and as you're legally removing the negative information from the credit report, as long as you have existing positive information on there, your score is going to go up. There's no need to rush out there, like I said earlier, and start paying off collections or opening up secured credit cards until you use the Fair Credit Reporting Act to address these negative issues. Any negative issues, okay, from inquiries to bankruptcies to tax liens to judgments, late payments, collections, whatever that's impacting your credit score, we're going to focus on getting that taken care of. Now, I know when people come to you, Diane, like FHA is what, 580 you say?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
And then there's a 640 program through...
That's the down payment assistance program, but 620 is a conventional program.
Right. So we want to help Diane get these clients qualify for these programs as expeditiously as possible, but we do it the legal way, okay? And using the Fair Credit Reporting Act is definitely going to be able to address these situations, have this negative information removed. Not all of it doesn't have to be removed for your credit score to go up. You may just have a few items to be removed, and the score can go up. But as long as you have existing positive. Now, one thing that credit restoration does is sometimes we can convert a negative account to a positive account. Let's say you had a mortgage or a car payment or a credit card that's been notoriously paid late over the last few years. We can take those late payments off and take that from the negative category over to the positive category by removing those late payments. Now it says paid as agreed, never late. The score is going to go up because that's a converted account. Okay, so a lot of times people start throwing money at this stuff when you really don't have to right away. You want to use the Fair Credit Reporting Act and address these negative items. Okay, and get this negative information removed based on that. So if and what we're looking at, like Diane, I know you just want to get the score to whatever the requirements are. We want to go above and beyond that. We want to get the score as high as possible. When Diane is saying a 580 or a 640, that's the bare minimum to get you approved. But of course, they would want you to be higher.
Well, your interest rates gets better.
Yes. Right. The higher it goes.
The higher your credit
That's
score
right.
is.
So we want to get that credit score as high as possible. So we're going to attack every negative item on that credit report. I know you use the simulator and then the rapid rescore program, and those work in some cases.
If
but
it's a
your
little
hard
thing.
case,
If it's a little thing.
If it's a little thing, right? The hard cases come over to me.
What would be a little thing?
Go ahead.
A little thing might be that you need to pay down your accounts to 30% of the limit.
Okay.
Yeah, something little like that. So the first thing people tell me is, I have these So when they call, they always know what their credit score is, of course.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you can actually go out there and go experienboost.com, and it'll actually tell you what your credit score is, kind of give you an idea. It's not the exact credit score, but it will give you an idea. So they'll call me and say, oh, I know my credit score is 500 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And they said, I'm in the process of paying off collection. I'm like, no, don't.
Uh-oh.
Do
Yeah,
not pay anything off until you see a credit expert like William. So, it's important because, we look at credit all day. But we don't have the time or the expertise to be able to actually improve. We know the minimum.
Got about a minute left in the segment. What's the highest score you've ever seen and the lowest score you've ever seen?
300, 900.
300, 900?
Yeah, I've seen the lowest at the bottom.
Wow.
And I've seen the top of the list. I've helped a lot of people get to that 900 as well.
Yeah.
And sometimes overnight, sometimes it takes time.
Yeah.
But, the bottom line is that we use the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Everything is transparent. So we're teaching all of our clients how to keep it. Once they go through our program, they can use this over and over again throughout their life if they have other hiccups.
Got it. You want to offer that credit package today?
Do we do it now or do it later?
Yeah, let's do it. We'll do it. Let's do it later. Let's hold it for a little bit.
Keep me excited.
So we'll offer this credit package later in the show. You want to describe a little bit? The package is?
Now, this information be there's a lot of information that's free out there that people don't think about going to get. So we offer all that information in addition to validation of debt service for your collections. Like Diane said, the person wanted to just start paying off collections. We say absolutely not. But don't ignore the collectors either. So in that package, it's going to be a promotional blog, various material on the Fair Debt Collection Practice Act, Fair Credit Reporting Act, and then how to use these laws. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's probably more important than anything.
Okay.
How to use the law,
Very
consumer
cool.
laws.
All right, stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're going to take a short time out. When we come back, more from our expert contributors. Diane Vance in the house, Fairway Independent Mortgage. William Crowley, credit restoration expert here in Tampa Bay. And our feel-good story of the day coming up. State Trooper's small act of kindness brings mother to tears. Great story here on our Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram and Twitter, and the Consumer Quarterback Show page out there. And of course, check out consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by Trulieve on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here. Thanks for sticking with us on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We value you as a radio show listener and partner of our show. Maybe check out our TV show as well on Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, and 85 other smart television outlets as well. We syndicate our show in 90 different outlets worldwide on Binge Networks. Just search Binge Networks and you can find the Consumer Quarterback Show on your smart televisions at home as well. And we're syndicated right here, 4 o'clock drive time, weekdays on AM 860 The Answer, weekend show on FM 102.5 The Bone, and a lot of great content as well on our YouTube channel. Over 1,000 videos on our social media site as well, YouTube. And we'd love to connect with you. It's all about us. You know, we have a QAA formula, so you're going to have questions. We're going to have answers for you, but we're going to give you an action item and take it further, take it a step further. And that's what it's all about, is helping you understand more about your buying decisions, avoiding a lot of the commission-based advice that's so prevalent out there in our community, and making you just a bit more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And this segment is brought to you by Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Brothers Easy Moving, and they do a great job whether you're planning a local move or a long distance cross country move. I trust Brothers Easy Moving. They did a great job with my family's move, and I highly recommend Gary Thacker and his team at Brothers Easy Moving. Give them a call, let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you and that you heard about them right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, right here on AM 860 The Answer. We got our launch party coming up. We want to invite you out to our launch party, and we are celebrating our move over to AM 860 The Answer, the 4 o'clock drive time here. Thursday, October 10th, 6:30 p.m. at Florida Firearms Academy, 13317 West Hillsborough Avenue. Big shout out to Thomas King and the team over at Florida Firearms for opening up their 20,000 square foot facility for our party. We're going to have food and drinks, beer and wine, all types of good stuff over there at the launch party, Thursday, October 10th. You're listening, you're invited. All of our folks, and especially if you serve, you save. You know, we do a lot of extra for our veterans out there. Our mortgage team does extra for the veterans. Our real estate team, we are helping out the veterans big time here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And I'm a published author, professional speaker. We'd love for you to check out our book on Amazon, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves. Check out the book. Kind of gives you some insights to our radio TV show model, where we feature our real estate listings live on air on our syndicated radio and TV show, getting maximum exposure for all of our properties. And I love this property here at 5822 Schooner Way in Tampa. This is a waterfront beauty, completely interior redesigned. My wife did a great job with this property, as well as Tina. And it's 5822 Schooner Way. Property is on a freshwater canal with a pool, Lanai, Bay Access, 5822 Schooner Way in Tampa. Check it out online. 1645 Parker Point Boulevard as well in Odessa. Another gorgeous property, over $500,000. 1645 Parker Point Boulevard in Odessa. And it's a gated community, and it's a lakefront community as well. So if you are a boater, fisherman out there, check out 1645 Parker Point Boulevard and all of our other real estate listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, so we got Diane, Vance in the house. Fairway Independent Mortgage. William Crowley, the credit magician here, longtime friend of the program. Over 5 years involved with the show. William and Jay Smith and some of the early birds there. Will Smith as well. Will Smith Aviation. You know, over 5+ years as a expert contributor with the show. So Diane, when we look at the market right now, you know, I was listening this morning to AM 860 The Answer. You know, the stock market's taking a little bit of a hit. There's all these geopolitical things out there, but I always say, you know, focus on that economy inside your own family, inside your household, right?
That's true. Yeah. Kind of let the noise go, and kind of let the outside noise go, whatever because you know how you are doing right now, right? So if you listen to that too long, it starts happening, right? So so you have to kind of know what your household's like.
That's right.
And kind of, you know, turn off the TV when it's talking about all those
negativity.
Yeah.
The polarization that's
Come
out there.
on, that's not
Oh
exciting.
yeah. So manufacturing, manufacturing was down. So of course, anytime anything, it's funny because you can kind of see what's going on the market daily. So I get notifications whenever anything happens, right? So okay, interest rates going up, interest rates going down, interest rates going up.
Yeah.
It's literally, but they're still pretty stable.
Yeah.
So interest rates are very good. So everybody needs to get busy because they will not stay there forever. And depending on which news channel you listen to, which economist you listen to, it depends on that.
Yeah.
But you definitely, it is a great time to buy, and I would not wait.
Talk about the move up buyer, because I think that's one of the best opportunities right now.
Right. Yeah, you can actually, so when you move up, so if you have a house to sell, you can do a same day closing, or if you can swing both, we could do a first and second mortgage on the new one, or we could do a bridge loan on the one you're trying to sell, or you could rent out the current one so that you can actually build some wealth there as well. So it just depends on your individual situation, but people think that they have to sell their house to be able to move into the next home. That is not always the case. So, give us a call and we will talk about those different options for you. And then, some people aren't comfortable with, renting it out. So they want to move up, but they want to go out and make an offer on the house. They find the house they love, but the person doesn't want to wait for them to sell that house. So, there's certain things you can do. There's certain programs we cannot actually offer. If we just have an approval from when you're selling your house, we can use that and we don't have to use the payment against your debt to income ratio. But there's the average person buys 7 homes in their lifetime because of all the differences. They start out in a first home and then they move up and then they have a baby, they move up again.
Yep.
They have 3 or 4 children, they move up even again. So, and then once you're older, then you move down. So you downsize.
Closer to the beach, closer to work.
Yeah, whatever it is, you buy second homes, you buy investment properties. So it's a way to build wealth.
Absolutely.
And it's
big time.
So what your household's like. You know what your individual situation is, no matter what they're talking about in the news.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're talking with Diane Vance here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes, and DianeVance.com is her website. So we want to dive in a little bit deeper. A lot of times we kind of gloss over these numbers, but I'm going to put up some numbers here on the screen. The top is listings. The bottom is sold. So let's look at listings first. So if you look 5 years ago, in 2014, we had in January 7,178 homes or townhomes or condos for sale in Hillsborough County. Now, fast forward in 2019, end of August, 5,662. Inventory is way down. Okay. Now let's look at the sales. What actually happened of those properties? How many sold? The year-over-year sales are up just a slight bit from 2,512 to 2,640. So sales are up year-over-year. You got a 46.6 absorption rate in Hillsborough County, and it is a strong seller's market. If you look at the months of supply, only 2.15 months of supply. Now, what does that mean? That's what I was talking to. I wanted Diane to elaborate on. If you are selling in a seller's market, which is around 200,000 or 300,000, and then you move up to 400,000 or 500,000, and you're buying in a buyer's market, you're going to get a great deal, Diane.
That's right. Yeah, it's the best situation you could be in.
Absolutely.
Not only is our interest rates great, so when you do buy and you're able to find that house that you have, so you sell at the top of the market, and then when you buy, you have low interest rates, probably better than what you have currently.
Yep.
Then it's a win-win situation.
Absolutely, especially in that $200,000 to $300,000. We're still seeing multiple offers. Are you seeing those over there?
We're seeing the same thing. There's very few homes. That's the ones.
Yeah.
That's the ones that we're actually seeing it anywhere from 2 to like 400,000.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of multiple offers on those homes. So
especially if they're priced right.
Oh yeah. Yep.
If the realtors do the job right, and that's again the challenge in the industry is there's 30,000 realtors in the area. You don't know, some of them don't know how to price properly, and then you've got for sale by owners that are making the agent price it a lot higher. So you got to be really diligent on both sides of the transaction.
Oh yeah, 10% of the business is done. 90% of the 10%.
Yeah.
Agents. 10% of the agents do 90% of the business.
Yeah.
So you might have 30,000 realtors out there, but. Yeah. Not all of them are trained.
Absolutely.
And,
Got a kid soccer coach.
Yep.
It's a family friend. I can't tell you how many listings over the years I've taken over as an expired, and it was a family friend. It was a kid soccer coach. They just didn't do the right type of marketing. They tried to give them a shot. And I said, it costs you 242 days on the market, though.
It's the biggest
time.
purchase you're ever going to make, the biggest sale probably you're ever going to make as well.
That's right.
So it's important to get the right person.
Yeah. And the personality type matching up as well is a big part of it. We talked earlier about down payment assistance. I want to recap here. We got the State Housing Initiative Program, partnership, which is a SHIP program. It provides provides funds to local governments as an incentive to create partnerships that produce and preserve affordable home ownership and multifamily housing. The program was designed to serve low and moderate income families. So you want to elaborate a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the program is available. So one of the agencies, Freddie Mac, just came out with a program too. They will pay $1,500 towards closing costs if you're 80% of the median income, which is about $59,000.
Nice.
And some change. And then if you're at 50% of the median income, they'll give you $2,500, and that can actually be with the down payment assistance programs. So the down payment assistance program, some of them depend on family size, how much income you can actually have. Some of them go up to $89,000. So it just depends on, it's for the first time home buyer program, and it's for those people to actually get into a home. So it's definitely to help. And there's a lot of programs out there.
I love it.
Yeah, and we're involved in every one of them. So we try to put you in the best program for your situation.
Yeah, I love it. So if you're in that situation, if you're a renter, again, let's do another offer. If you want more information about down payment assistance, you can simply text into our hotline. If you text REQB to 313131, that's a short code. Just text REQB, like real estate quarterback, to 313131. We're going to hook you up. We're going to get you in touch, and we're going to be able to connect with you on that level. And we're going to send you, if you want to do a rent versus own analysis, we can do that for you. If you want more information about down payment assistance, and this may not be for you, it may be for a loved one of yours, just simply text REQB to 313131. So in the to line up top, you put 313131. Down below, you put REQB, and then that's going to set you up. We're going to have an autoresponder connect with you, and we're going to make sure we get right back to you. And that's going to be putting you in touch with Diane Vance with the rent versus own analysis. If you want to know the value of your home, simply text the word value as well, and we're going to get in touch with you here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, when we come back, more from William Crowley, Diane Vance here in studio, as well as our feel-good story of the day. State Trooper, small act of kindness brings mother to tears. Follow us online at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram and Twitter. Consumer Quarterback Show page out there as well on Facebook, and link up on LinkedIn, Brandon Rhymes PA on LinkedIn, and we would love to connect with you. ConsumerQB.com.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. Ian Beckle that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We're hiring real estate agents right now. If you are a realtor and you want to talk about it, we'd love to talk to you and reach out to us. Our team is growing. We've got a ton of listings and a lot of buyer leads coming in as well. And we would love to talk to you. We've got a really cool model with the radio TV show model, kind of giving us that really unique advantage when it comes to helping sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties. And we got a hot property listing here in Tampa. This property is at 5822 Schooner Way, waterfront property, beautiful home right on the bay with bay access. You've got a freshwater lake, bay access. You've got the opportunity to take a boat out to dinner, going over to some of those cool restaurants right around the causeway, heading over to Clearwater. Great property listing. Check out all of our listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, in studio today, Diane, Vance in the house, Fairway Independent Mortgage, and William Crowley, the credit magician. More from William coming up here in a moment, and Diane in our lightning round. But today we're going to tell you something positive in our feel-good story of the day.
Tell me something good.
So this is about the state trooper. Small act of kindness bringing a mother to tears happened in Maine. Small act of kindness from a police trooper brought her to tears. Monday morning, Gwen Rowland stopped by Dunkin' Donuts for a cup of coffee and a donut for her 18-month-old daughter, Ferris. And when she got to the window to pay, the Dunkin' employee explained that the state trooper who had been in front of her had picked up her tab. It was a small act of kindness, but Rowland said she cried all the way to her daughter's appointment. She took to social media to share and explain. Quote, to the state trooper that paid for my coffee in Pittsburgh, Maine, Dunkin' drive-through in the morning around 7:40. Your $4 act of kindness meant the world to me. I cried all the way to Waterville. Today we're headed to the pediatrician. We're 2 out of 3 doctors' appointments, and her daughter apparently was suffering from an ear infection and a full body viral rash, all these things happening to this lady. And then, this small act of kindness shared on Facebook has been shared over 4,000 times. So that's pretty cool. The power of social media, the power of that small random act of kindness that we always talk about here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Love that story. It's great.
That's awesome.
Really cool stories there.
Very awesome. That's
Everybody takes to Facebook,
Oh, yeah.
GoFundMe getting involved too.
Yeah,
I love how
there you go.
GoFundMe gets in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are
That's
awesome. All right, so we got our lightning round coming up here in just a moment, but I wanted to go back to William Crowley here, the credit man, the credit magician. We were talking earlier about this credit package that you offer. Let's tee it up. Let's offer about 3 of these out to the listeners right now.
Okay, all right, great. So it will entail, like I was saying earlier, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. Not only that, but how to really use them, okay, and to understand them, because the language is legalese. I call it legalese. It's kind of confusing for most of us. We don't speak in legalese. We speak in jive and other things like that. But just give it in layman's terms. That's for the most part, and just help people to really, kind of put a little fire on them to become proactive. Most people wait till they get to the realtor to to buy a home before they even look at their credit.
Right.
We're trying to tell people, look, let's start looking at this stuff now, because it's affecting more than just buying a home or getting a car, jobs, promotions, and everything. So in the packet, you'll be able to see a video. It's going to have a video in there of me going into very much detail on the 4-step credit restoration assistance program, which is nationwide. And it can help you in any state, and it's credit restoration versus your traditional credit repair companies, okay? So there's a distinct difference, and we're going to go into detail on that. And I guess probably more importantly than anything is the collections, how to deal with collections. I tell people adamantly, never ever pay a collector, but never ever ignore the collector. You can issue what they call a validation of debt letter to all collectors, and 90% of them will go away once you issue that letter, because it's demanding. It's saying, I'll pay you if you can produce the original note. That's pretty much in terms, and they don't have the original note. These are just people that have bought the collections, okay? So we're going to break it down and give people as much information as possible.
All right, awesome. Let's do it for the first 3 listeners that text the word credit. We're going to offer you a free credit package from William Crowley, the credit magician here in the Consumer Quarterback Show. Simply text the word credit to 813-670-7372. The first 3, let's do 5 today. I'm feeling generous. Let's do 5. So the first 5 listeners that text the word credit to our credit package, to our credit hotline, is 813-670-7372. Just simply text credit, 813-670-7372, and we're going to make sure we get right back to you. We're going to get that information over to William Crowley. We're going to follow up with, hey, what's your name and email, and that way we'll be able to get you in touch with the credit magician, help you get on your your path to that prosperity. It's a path to prosperity. It's a way that you can improve your scores, and as William mentioned, it's not just real estate and mortgage. It's about jobs. It's about promotions, insurance rates. There's so many ways that you're seeing credit affect now, especially with this internet-based age, day and time that we live in. Did you want to add something on credit? Okay.
No.
Okay.
No,
let's jump into.
I let him do it.
Let's jump into our lightning round here.
The lightning round!
I am so good at lightning rounds!
I majored in lightning.
All right, here we go. Top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom. Diane Vance.
I want to say if you're renting and you have to pay a security deposit, first and last security, first and last rent, you can buy a home. So just give me a call at 727-647-8199 or dianevance.com, and it has a lot of information on there. So that's my tidbit.
Very good. DianeVance.com. We always say get pre-approved too. Don't wait till that last minute. Don't drag people through these houses if you're not going to be.
Don't get excited. You will. It's not, if you can't buy now, you will be able to.
Yeah. Exactly. We'll get you there.
Yes.
Where there's a will, there's a way, right?
Yes, that's correct.
We're going to make it happen. William Crowley, the credit magician.
And for all those programs that Diane mentioned earlier, the down payment assistance and the first-time home buyer, always remember there's credit guidelines attached to all these programs, okay? Get your credit up to par ahead of time so you can immediately qualify when you go to the lender, especially Diane, to get approved for these loans. And you talk about the SHIP or whatever it was. You have to. There's credit guidelines, okay, folks. So get your credit score as high as possible and use the Fair Credit Reporting Act to legally restore it. It's going after information that does in fact belong to you, but there's loopholes, okay, legal loopholes that you can use to get your credit back on track. Because most people that have bad credit, they didn't intentionally do it. Things happen, hiccups happen.
That's right.
Mishaps.
Yeah. So as you know, one of my favorite mentors of all time is Tony Robbins, and I went to his business mastery course in Namale, Fiji. I was listening to his podcast, and that's what's great about the time we live. You can reach out through podcasts, YouTube videos. He had Michael Phelps, the all-time Olympic swimmer, most medals of any Olympic athlete in the history of planet Earth, and he had him on the show, and they were talking about work ethic, and they were talking about how from a young age he knew that he was going to be a world champion and he was going to set world records, and it came from great coaching as well. Right. And the coach said, hey, we're going to break a world record this year. Here's how we're going to do it. He would literally practice. In football, we bellyache back in the day about 2 a days. We'd have a morning practice and an afternoon practice. This guy did years of 4 a day practices. Wow. Literally in the pool, get out, eat something, maybe take a nap somewhere in the midday or late, and then he would be in the pool 4 different times. So whenever you're feeling sorry for yourself, sometimes in sales, oh, this person told me no, or I lost that deal. Just think about the work ethic that goes into being a champion and what it actually takes, and look at the results that he got. He 4 times, how many Olympic gold medals did he win? 8 or 10 or 12? I don't even know. 26. I mean, he's won a lot. Yeah. So Tony Robbins was, having some great questions for him on that podcast, and it really just reminded me of something I wanted to bring to the show today, and just kind of mention that. And it comes down to coaching too. And I think, Diane, when you're coaching your team, some of those themes go through to the team as well, don't they?
Oh yeah, you have to. You need to really stay positive, and you have to remember you're helping people. Yeah. You're there to help, and
That's
you're
right.
there to educate and help.
Yep.
It's not about money. It's about helping somebody, reach the dream of home ownership. That's
right.
why we're here.
Yeah.
And just trying to keep them. It is work ethic. I can definitely tell a difference. It's really easy. Probably in your same world, it's probably even in your world, William. It's very easy for people to take it easy. easy if you have to be accountable for yourself.
Especially, it's kind of like the thermostat, right? You had a good month. Oh, wow, I made 30 grand, 40 grand, whatever the number is.
Right.
It's like, I'm going to coast for a little bit. I'm going to take a 2-week vacation. And then all of a sudden the pipeline's low and you're like, whoa, what's going on next month? Especially if you're commission based, right? That's what I'm talking about here. So that's where you got to be careful. You want to make sure you're not falling into that thermostat being set. And then it's like, oh, okay, now we can kind of relax and chill. You want to stay on the push and keep producing. It's all about producing. It's all about, the 80-20 rule that you mentioned earlier. What are the vital few? I was reading Gary Keller's book, The One Thing. What is that one thing? And sometimes, 2 or 3 things that you can do to move that pendulum into the favor of success. Hey, another great show. Diane, Vance, thanks so much. Fairway Independent Mortgage. William Crowley, the credit magician. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Pack up some food or clothing, carry it with you to and from your commute, hand it to that person that you see in need, and be a force for good in the community. We'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.
Are you a real estate agent looking to take your business to the next level and supercharge your marketing? Hi, I'm Brandon Rhymes, owner of Platinum MVP Realty and host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, syndicated radio and TV show talk program on iHeartRadio, 1025 The Bone, daily 5 o'clock drive time on 1380 The Biz, and our TV show is on WeBeam TV. We're looking for real estate agents that want to join our team and supercharge their marketing utilizing some of our innovative strategies. We utilize the Real Geeks platform, Facebook marketing, internet marketing, and a lot of the traditional methods as well. Postcard mailers mailed for you, postage, signage, business cards, all paid for by the company. Aggressive real estate splits and ways to help you win in any marketplace. We need you to go out, take applications, and work our plethora of leads that we're generating on a daily basis. Reach out by clicking the form below, and we'd love to have a confidential interview with you.